Attention, this is Gazbot. Are you looking for Power Ranger news? Well, this.
The news knowledge zone.
Oh boy, it's time for Action Activate the news. Welcome to Action Activate this.
No, sorry.
I was interrupted. That's fine.
Welcome to Action Activate, where Gazbot was going to introduce himself, and I was going to say that I am still the big Dawg Defender. Gazbot, why don't you start us off with the news for this week?
All right. Well, one thing I want to start with, which is something I meant to mention last week and didn't get around to, forgot, whatever, and was reminded of in the comments by one of our viewers, who I'm going to call CP Porter, because they explained how to say their name, and I forget how they said to explain it. So thank you, Mr. Porter, I will say, for the reminder, which is the Tokusatsu Network. I'm going to put it on screen here. Boots. And the Tokusatsu Network, I'm sorry, the Toei Tokusatsu Network. Last week we talked about Tokusatsu, which is a different thing. This is going to be a semi-free service where the beginning is free, and then if you want to get more, you have to pay for it. But it's going to be like tons and tons of series, including, sorry, where is it? Including, no thanks, according to Geek Culture, Spider-Man, the Japanese Spider-Man. A lot of the Metal Hero, like Space Sheriff Gavon, some of the old Sentai, I believe Go Ranger is going to be one of them. But basically, right now, it's nothing. It's just a landing page. And if you go to the YouTube channel, you can subscribe to it, but they have no videos. Starting Monday, April 6th, they're going to put episodes 1 and 2 of all the 70 shows. And these all have English subtitles, to be clear. And then they're going to start letting more and more go. And I'm excited for this. I don't know what I like better, this or Pluto, but I like that there's multiple options out there at this point. Or I say Pluto. Tokusatsu is Pluto. Sorry, I meant to say.
Yeah, what I was going to say about Tokusatsu, I downloaded Pluto TV on my Apple TV in the last couple of days, and on at least my version, I can't find it, and/or it's really difficult to find or search. So if you do get frustrated, try to look a couple different ways. It's freemium, so there are ads, but there's a lot of live TV, so it makes sense. But definitely worth checking out for both those things.
Yeah, I'm hoping that maybe it's because it's new and they haven't worked all the kinks or filled the programming too much. Because like I said, when we were talking about it last week, I just turned it on randomly and it had a Time Ranger marathon going on. So,
yeah, when it was on, when it was like I looked up Tokusatsu on my computer.
Yes,
I agree. When I went through Pluto TV, not so much.
So maybe that's just they haven't
a separate app underneath it,
or they didn't sync up enough yet because it's still new. But
yeah, maybe.
We'll
see.
But like I said, the one of the things that the new one is going to have, not the new one, the other one, the Toei Tokusatsu Network, is Toei's Japanese Spider-Man, which we've talked about extensively to show that we've both watched. I haven't watched every episode, but I've watched most of the episodes.
I've watched a good chunk. They're pretty good.
They are pretty amazing. And a while back, like I always thought it'd be cool to have a figure of it or whatever, and they even brought this version of it into the Marvel Universe proper recently with the Spider-Verse, like different dimension crossover, not the movie, but the comic book, and there's rumors that maybe they'll bring him into the movie because he's so popular. But a while back they had like a couple like figures in Japan that were like, super old, vintage, expensive, whatever, and they had a Solo Chogokin Leopardon, which is his mech, that came out, I'm going to say 10 years ago, maybe.
It was a while.
Yeah, and it was like 60, 80 bucks, something like that. And it has went up and up and up, and now it goes for like $200-$300. And I cursed myself because I could have got it at that price, and I was like, oh, that's a bit much, and now I wish I got it. But one of the things that it came with is like a 6-inch vinyl figure of Japanese Spider-Man in like a pose with his little bracelet and stuff. That was like the best figure of him there was, and the only way to get it was with this expensive robot that now is even more expensive. However, this all changed very recently because it was announced first through a magazine scan and then through official channels, including the Foosh. I'm looking at Hypebeast right now. There is a release from SH Figuarts, which is Bandai, of Japanese Spider-Man, also known as Toei Spider-Man. And at a glance, you might say, what's the difference? Well, the most obvious thing is that he has this wristband for controlling Marveler and for transforming and his spider string and all that. But if you look, he has white soles on the bottom of his feet. The eye slits are more narrow. And the most important or the least obvious, but the most telling thing is the folds in the suit. It's not made to look like spandex painted on stuff that like American superheroes look like. Even though he was wearing spandex, it's made to look like the the actor wearing the suit in Japan. So it's a little bit, for lack of a better term, not as good, a little bit more homemade. And I say that with love
Yeah,
because it's made to
it's more
resemble.
authentic.
Yeah, it's made to resemble the suit that the actor wore. You can see there's a fold in the crease above his eyes, and he comes with spider string, which is the sort of web, but it looks more like a rope. He comes with
Yeah,
spider string. He comes with one with a little lasso on the end. He comes with a big net-looking one, so you can hang him off a ceiling, and the wrist bracelet, which I forget what it's actually called. You could open up and see the inner workings and
it's
all the
called like
controls.
something Marveler.
Well, Marveler's the name of his ship that turns into
I know
Leopardon.
I forget exactly what it is, but it's like control of Marveler
Okay,
essentially.
fair enough.
Some
I
yeah.
couldn't even remember that much, but this is awesome. What did they say the retail was? About $65, which is expensive, but well, SH Figure Arts figures, for those that don't know, are like high-end collectibles with a lot of accessories. They're not like the $20 Marvel Legends you would get. Not that Marvel
Yeah.
Legends are bad. I like Marvel Legends. But even having said that, I feel like they were $30, $40, $45, and they've been creeping up these SH Figure Arts more and more. Now, why is this one 65? Is that the new standard price? Or is it because there's like a smaller market? Who knows?
All of the above.
That's the price. And if you wait, chances are it'll go up. Not guaranteed. Maybe they'll re-release it, maybe whatever, but it's a popular cult character that everybody's wanting forever. Anybody that collects Spider-Man will want this. Anybody that collects Sentai should want this. Like there's like a lot of cross pollination of the audience. I know I'm definitely getting it for sure. And I'm not gonna wait. Sometimes I'll wait and see if it goes on sale or whatever, but I'm not gonna risk it going up again like I did with Leopard. And I definitely want it, and I'll put it in with my Power Rangers, not with my Marvel figures, because he was part of Sentai and was a forerunner. And people have talked about this, but his giant robot is why Power Rangers have Megazords. Blah 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 blah.
Yep.
He's a part of history. He's a cool character. I can't wait to get him. I'm so psyched they came out with him. Now you can
One
talk.
note,
Sorry, I realize I
there's
just
going to
talked
be
so much.
the Japanese release is going to be early. Bluefin has announced that they are going to release it. They haven't determined their price and they haven't determined the time frame, but it's usually a couple months later. So if
True.
you're willing to wait or you find a place that is selling the Bluefin version, that's what I recommend if the Japan release or if you're willing to wait is something that's a non-factor for you, but that's what I would recommend
You're cutting in
personally
and out a little bit,
if you're
but
going to get
okay,
both.
Big Dog's cutting in and out. So I think what he's saying is there's going to be the American and the Japanese release, and if you can wait for the American one because it'll be cheaper, which is true. I am looking here. It says
Yes.
65 US dollars. It's now available for pre-order and is officially set to release in August. If I follow the pre-order page, let me see. It takes me to Hobby Link Japan. So yeah, this is the Japanese version. Order stop. So Hobby Link Japan is not taking orders for this anymore. So I need to, when I get off the news, look to see where I can pre-order this from. And
I
you
know
should
where you
too.
can pre-order it from.
Big Bad Toy Store.
No, the guy that we've used for Jiren.
Okay. Well, the point is, it just got announced, and pre-orders are already starting to disappear. So if you want the Japanese version, which should be identical, but if you just want it sooner, you want to make sure you get it 100%, act immediately. If you're gonna wait for the American one, then you're fine. But although when they
Yeah.
announce the American pre-order, jump on it. So, moving on from that, and I don't have as good of a picture, but the other thing that's been unofficially announced, leaked, I don't know what you want to call it, is Leopardon. The Sola Chogokin figure that we were just talking about that I didn't get back in the day has been re-released. They're calling it like an R version or renewal or something like that. The difference is, I think it's basically the same. They may have made some slight retooling or changes. We just have a magazine
Yep.
scan, so I don't know. But it looks exactly like the one we saw before, which was a good figure.
Yep.
But it doesn't come with a Spider-Man figure because why would it when we have this really good one coming out? But it's retailing for in the neighborhood of $200, which is crazy high for this figure. Why? Because instead of coming with the Spider-Man figure, or Spider-Man figure, I should say. Sorry, I got my things messed up here. It's coming with his spider bracelet. They're calling it a spider bracelet. I don't know if I guess that's the official title. And it comes with a spider bracelet that you can wear. So it's a prop replica. It's the equivalent of a morpher or a henshin device. It's got light and sound and all that stuff, I assume. It's all in Japanese here, so I can't really read it. But it also comes with a miniature version of Marveler, which is the ship that turns into Leopardon. It comes with the GPX-7 and a little tiny Spider-Man in scale. So it's a pretty great set. But basically, you're paying probably over $100 for that bracelet, and you have to. It's not like, ooh, is it worth it to you? So some people might split it up and only want one or the other. Like I'm very torn about this because I definitely want Leopard, and I actually kind of want the bracelet too. But it's just a very expensive set, and I don't know if I need the bracelet. And
I think of it as 80 and 120.
Yeah, and 120 if it's like if the bracelet has metal pieces and light and sound and voice and all that, then I could see it being 120. If it's just
No, no,
kind
no.
of
I reversed.
oh, you see,
That
but
being 80, the
120
robot.
for I guess it's modern prices because I know that
Yeah,
this didn't cost that when it came out. I forget what it cost, but it was less
it
than
was
100.
probably about 80.
That's maybe yeah, that in that ballpark at least. But
Yeah.
oh wow, we okay. But that's enough about that. I got a few more things I want to say. We only got a few more minutes here. We got a lot of news. You were saying it's a light news week, but I didn't see it that way.
Well, you're gushing over Spider-Man for like 10
Oh,
minutes.
it's so good. All right, well let me see. Let's you know what? Let me switch this up. Why don't you talk about Immortal Red Fox and
Yes.
yeah.
So, friend of the show, Mortal Red Fox, is doing a couple different things right now in light of current situations. Promoting positivity, they're
Hmm.
promoting cleanliness, and not only that, but the benefit for us, the fans, is that they're promoting the various forms of Fox. And one of those is the first volume of the manga. That if you want a print copy of it, head on over to Amazon. I want to say 12 or $14 or something. Um,
Less than 20.
Less than 20 for sure. I
Yeah,
know Gazbot has the physical copy.
I
I
do.
have the digital copy, which I got through the promotion they're doing right now. So you need to go to all of the Immortal Red Fox episodes and comment down below something about the episode, something positive or something that you liked from it. And once you do that, I couldn't tell if it was both versions of one or just one of them. I commented on all of them because if they're willing to
Why
do
not?
something like this, why not spread the positivity? So you comment all those, you email the Immortal Red Fox email that's on their Instagram page, Instagram, the Immortal Red Fox, and you
With the
just let
code
them know,
word
hey,
clean hands, open hearts.
exactly.
Yeah.
Clean hands, open hearts. I put it in the subject and then I just put, hey, I did this. Thanks for doing this. Like something nice to that team as well.
Yeah.
And then I got a digital copy of that, which I'm going to read. Very really excited to see that. And then also, I know we've mentioned it before, but when the current episode of Immortal Red Fox reaches, I want to say 1,000 views, they usually release the next one. So I know he
Right.
has episode 4 on deck. It's been
Yes.
a couple months, and now with this push, hopefully it gets for release that much.
Agreed. Because yeah, I'm 99.9% sure it is done and ready to go. He's just waiting to drop it.
But that's not all the Immortal Red Fox news we have, guys.
No, it's not. I'm gonna cut to the next screen. This is Immortal Red Fox again, but this is a collaboration between myself, not. I mean, Action Activate the show is friends with Matthew Palmer and the Immortal Red Fox. Like the two of us are pals, but this is between me, Gazbot, the artist, and Immortal Red Fox team because I did a sketch the other day of the Immortal Red Fox as a warm up. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna turn that into a full headshot piece of art, which I do for a lot of Power Rangers and things. But I said, why don't we make it like a relief charity thing? And they agreed, so we teamed up. So right now, it's Saturday, the 28th, and it's going to only go until next Saturday. You can go onto my Etsy store, you can go onto my eBay store, and I'll put a link below. I think he might put it up on his site as well. But the idea is that for $10 plus $5 shipping and handling, you're going to get a print full color of the Immortal. It won't have all the logos on it and stuff like that. It'll look more like this, and it is on a heavy cardstock paper. But here's the thing: it is 100% of the profit goes to charity, and the charity is to oh, I already I already forgot my own thing. It's Partners in Health. Partners in Health is a charity that I've checked out their charity rating, and before any of the stuff going on now went even started going down, they had an excellent rating as far as using their funds properly and helping people. And they specifically try to help the most disadvantaged and the most at-risk people, which right now is the people, as always, are the most at risk. And they have a special task force for dealing with the current issues. And so all of the profit, 100%, is going to go to them. And the other thing that's good for you is if you like my art, if you like Mortal Red Fox, if you just want to help out, great. But these prints are one and done. I created this art specifically for this. We're going to print however many are ordered. If 5 people order it, we make 5. If 50 people order it, we make 50. And then I'm going to individually hand number and sign each one. So again, you'd get like number 1 out of 50 or number 1 out of 12 or whatever the number is. And that's it. Never to be printed again. Not, oh, I printed it, but I put a little stamp on it, or, oh, I printed it, but I changed the background. I get exclusives from Comic Con. I hate when they do that stuff. This is a true exclusive. I want it to be an exclusive, A, because that's inclusive means something to me, and B, I want to incentivize people to help this cause. And if it's just, I could have just taken any of my prints and be like, I'm going to donate something, but I want, like, no, this was made for this. Once it's done, you will never see it again. I mean, it'll be on my website, but like, it's like, here's a piece of art I did, but you cannot own this print. And so you have the potential to get something super limited. Even if 100 people get it, 1,000 people, that's it. That's the end, and I don't think that many people are going to get it, but we've already sold quite a few, to be honest, because we've been sharing it around. But there's only a week. And so, I hope a lot of people get it, because hopefully we could do something good in this time that, things aren't going so well for everybody. Yeah.
I already got one, so I know that there's at least one sold.
There you go. Yeah, that's true. So, stay safe, stay inside, and stay foxy.
Yep. Exactly.
We got a few more things, but I think we got to kind of wrap it up. We're at our time limit here, so maybe we'll just have extra stuff to talk about next week.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say before we leave,
Yes.
I know a couple episodes back we were talking about some Super Mini Plus, some model kits that were Ranger related. I know the Gazbot just, shot me down saying that I never build them and stuff. Well, you know what, Gazbot?
What?
I did. I
What'd
did
you do?
build it. I built.
Oh man, it's so blurry, people can't even tell what it is.
Oh, is it really?
It looks like a Zoo Osier. It's all like pixelated.
It's Zoo Ranger. It's really cool. If you want a brief review, go to the Action Activate page, and I posted a little something about it on there. But
I give you credit for having built it. 2 years after you got it, and it was partially built when you got it.
It was not partially built when I bought it. First of all.
Oh, it wasn't? I thought it was. Oh, it was the Dragon.
It was just open.
You have two, right?
I have that, and I have the Dragon Zord.
Was the Dragon Zord partially built?
I don't remember. I saw the box recently, and it's on my to-do list.
Okay.
I just need to get the box.
Well, so a year or two after getting it, you finally built it, one of the two, and you're talking about getting more, so I guess good. But the public shaming worked, because if I had not publicly shamed you, I doubt this would have happened. And now, if you do buy the others, I hope you build Dragon Caesar first.
Probably.
All right, we got to go. That's it for the news for this week. There's more stuff, as always, in the world. You can search for it yourself. You could go to the Action Activate Facebook page. We put a lot of stories on there as well. And, of course, we do our Beast Morphers reviews and classic reviews and things like that you can check out here on the YouTube channel. But for now, I have been Gazbot.
Still Big Dawg Defender.
And to the power.
To the power. See you guys later.
And credits. Yeah, you're actually got real bad trivia in there.
Yeah, it's God.
Like, you ever see RoboCop, the first movie?
Yes.
Remember when that guy gets hit with toxic waste?
Yeah.
That's what you look like.
Great.